Can you tell me about the work that you do here at RESO and also in the southwest of Montreal?
RESO was basically put up by the socioeconomic actors in the Southwest to support the recovery of the area in terms of employment and economic development and general quality of life.
And can you tell me what is the southwest of Montreal? Like, where does it start and where does it go? Like, what is the area of the southwest of Montreal?
The Southwest Borough, as we call it's called today, is on both sides of the Lachine Canal, right next to the downtown area. So it's made of four neighborhoods. So Pointe Saint-Charles, Côte Saint-Paul, and Villemort on the south side, and Petite Bourgogne and Saint-Henri on the north side of the canal. So basically, that's what is the Southwest Borough.
And when did this process of trying to make the southwest more, make it more I don't
Recover?
know. Yeah, to recover
Yeah.
the economy of the Southwest. When did this start, and how long has the process been going on?
It started, like I said, 25 years ago in 1984 by the creation of PEP, the Programme économique de Pointe-Saint-Charles, or Pointe-Saint-Charles Economic Program. And 4 or 5 years later, there was a very comprehensive diagnostic made of the Southwest with the help of the federal, the provincial governments, and the city of Montreal, and various actors in the area. And that's when the decision to broaden the area of the PEP was taken, and to extend it to the whole Southwest Borough in 1989. And that was the creation of RESO. And at that time, it was called Regroupement pour la relance économique et sociale du Sud-Ouest. So that was the time when shops were still closing, jobs were lost by hundreds and even over 1,000 at one time. So people decided that something needed to be done. And a lot of people were considering that the Southwest was more or less of no interest, So it took the energy and the mobilization of the people here, of like I said, basically the socioeconomic actors, so the unions, the enterprises, the community groups, the local institutions, and all that. So all these people decided to join forces around this organization that is RESO.
Right. Now, the Southwest has always been traditionally a working class area of the city. I mean, in the history of Montreal.
Yes, of
And
course.
Saint-Henri, Pointe Saint-Charles have always been, because they're located along the canal,
Mhm.
a lot of industry. Now, what happened when that industry started to close down, and what kind of effect did it have on the immediate area?
Well, there was effects on many sides. I mean, there was, of course, the loss of jobs. So in 1984, I think it was somewhere around half of the population of Pointe Saint-Charles who were living on the social, on welfare, or UIC, at the time, unemployment. And of course, the shop closing, the whole area was more or less abandoned. The Lachine Canal was more like a dump. Had been closed at the end of the 1960s. The infrastructures were left more or less abandoned as well. So the whole area was going through a very, very difficult period.
And now it seems that the Southwest is the center of a lot of development activity. There are condo buildings going up, mostly in Saint-Henri and in other parts of the Southwest.
Yeah.
Now, what has attracted many developers to the area?
Well, all these big industries were using a lot of land, and there was also all the railways and the big infrastructures to support all this industrial activity. So when all this was abandoned, I mean, there was millions of square feet of brownfield that were left. So I think the challenge was to attract well, the first challenge was basically to give an impulsion to the people of the Southwest to redevelop their economy on their own basis. But of course, in an area where half of the population was living on welfare, where the most wealthy people were gone and all that, wasn't that easy to rebuild the economy just on the basis of the people who were here. But that was the first step. Was important to give tools to the people here to start new businesses and develop their employability qualification. This is what RESO does, you know, support people, improve their qualifications, and support the development of small businesses and help most all sizes of enterprises to develop themselves. But there had to be also a job of creating conditions in the area so that people would be attracted to the area to invest and develop new jobs and all that. So a lot of work in the first 10 or 15 years of RESO was really to create these conditions, try to change the perception of the area, show to people that something was being done, to help the recovery. And I think this work really made it possible for all these new initiatives to come to the Southwest. And having built this organization, we were able then to discuss with promoters, of large projects, and make sure that the preoccupations, the interest of the community, of the people in the Southwest were taken in consideration. And I would say that most of the time we've been able to improve the projects, not change them totally, but improve them in terms of social housings, community housing, green spaces, access to the canal.
With a lot of the development, I know concerns have been voiced by the community and members of the community that maybe the development isn't taking, their perspective, that there needs to be more social housing. Do you feel that that social housing is losing out to the more condo developments?
We cannot talk about a process of gentrification in the Southwest, because throughout the past 25, 30 years, there was a lot of social and community housing that was built. When the new, when the private housing development has started to pick up after the announcement of the reopening of the canal, but basically after the reopening of the canal, so starting like around 2002, the pace of building social and community housing was still was kept up, so that there is a fairly good balance between private housing, condo development, and social and community housing. So far, I think that we have been able to avoid, the classic gentrification process where newcomers are making people leave, like lower income people leave, and I don't think that's happened so far.
And there's been a lot of focus on Saint-Henri in particular, with a lot of condo development going on in the area. Yeah. Why is Saint-Henri one of the areas that is really being focused on?
Throughout the Southwest, we figure there's about 10,000 new housing units that will be built in the next 10 years. And it's already started, and it's going to pick up very much in the next few years. There's the Bassin du Nouveau Havre with 2,000 units. You have the Griffintown, the district Griffintown with over 1,000 units. You have the Launay's different phases with more than 500 units. So if you look at that on a global perspective for the Southwest, it's a very important change. And again, in all these large projects, we always make sure that there is between 15, which is the minimum of the strategy by the city, and 25% of social or community housing, so that there's room for everybody. And of course, when we talk about revitalization of renewal, it's important as well as keeping the people who are there, of being able to have new people coming in and rebalancing, the whole community.